Good morning, class 6. Welcome back to our e-learning program. Today, in this video lecture, we will discuss about chapter 6, that is changes around us. And today's topic is change involve interaction. Change involve interaction. So here we have to learn how interaction going to affect the change. So first of all, what is interaction? So suppose this is two hand, they will come together, they will interact with each other. They ask hi, they say hi to each other. They ask how are you, what is this, like this. So this is interaction. Means when two things come close to each other, they perform different, they will affect each other in different ways, their performance to each other. So this is called interaction. The way we talk in the live class, I ask you something, you reply, you ask something, I reply. So this is called interaction. In the same way, in nature, when two things or two objects come close to each other, they rub each other, they push each other, they attract each other. So in this way, interaction will happen among them. Like the best example is, take a small piece of iron and put it in a place where air, rain, sunlight, or normally nowadays rainy season, so moisture in air is present. So just put the nail or put a small piece of iron in open atmosphere. After 2-3 days, you will observe a brown reddish color on that piece of iron. So what is happening here? That piece of iron interact with the atmospheric air in which moisture is present, sunlight is also present. So this air and moisture will start affecting the iron, and iron also try to affect the air which is present surrounding it. And then will the effect of that, the oxygen from the atmosphere react with the iron and produce rust on the surface of iron. The same way, that is curd formation is the next example. Take milk, boil it a little bit, then allow it a little bit cool, and put some amount of curd or in the milk and leave it for the night in an optimum temperature. So early in the morning you will find that milk turned into curd. How? You just introduce the curd in which some bacteria are there which make the milk into curd. So here also interaction of bacteria, that is lactobacillus bacteria, the introduction of bacteria into the milk, and they interact with each other. The various chemicals of milk and the lactobacillus, they interact with each other, and the ultimate formation is curd. So this interaction between two objects, between two chemicals, between two things will produce change or will affect the change. Now let's take one more example, like burning of matchstick. So what are we doing here? We are taking a matchstick. On the surface of that matchstick, some chemicals are there. The colors on the matchstick is normally brown or red color. And on the surface of matchbox, there is also dot rough surface is there, and some chemicals are there. And you have to take the stick and then rub on the rough surface of that matchbox. Then certainly after rubbing, temperature will produce, air it will get, and you make a force for rubbing, and then certainly fire will come out. So this is also interaction between that rough surface of matchbox and the matchstick, that chemical. So because of this interaction or rubbing, fire will take place. So this is how interaction affect the change. The different type of changes gets affected by the interaction with each other, or when they come closer to each other. So if interaction will happen between two objects, then the effect will happen on both the objects, not only one. Both objects get affected by the interaction. Suppose you take a pencil and you take a blade and try to sharpen the pencil. Then what will happen? Gradually the pencil will become small, and gradually the blade will also become blunt, from sharp to blunt. So here interaction between pencil and blade will happen. Pencil will become short and blade will become blunt. So this is the effect of interaction on both the things or on both the objects. The next point of interaction is the intensity of interaction. Then how much intensity or how much force will be there on the interaction of two things. Suppose the matchstick and the matchbox. If you hit it harder, you will break the matchstick or you will break the box. So the intensity, how much intensity it is there to rub the matchstick with the matchbox, it also affect the change. And there is a minimum intensity of interaction for the change to take place. So these are the 3 points which you have to remember in case of change involve interaction. That is, when two things come closer, they affect each other, and when two things affecting each other, they both are get affected. Number 2. Okay, both two things are get affected, not only one thing affected, but both things are get affected. And the third, there is a maximum intensity of, or minimum intensity of interaction. If you put less amount of intensity, then it will also not work. And if you put extra amount of intensity, then it will also not work. There is a limit of intensity. The interaction will, proper interaction will happen, proper change will happen. So class, I hope you are able to understand the role of interaction into change, or whenever change will happen, there will some interaction between two objects will be there, maybe more objects are there. So class, I hope you are able to understand this topic, that is change involve interaction. If any problem, ask me class. Have a great day. Be safe at home. Thank you.